controlled this division for a long time. They've been close in a lot of those games. So we got a lot of good players that have played for championships, and so we got a lot of respect. We know we're going to have to bring it for 60 minutes.
Jason, thank you.
Thank you.
And the Cowboys have all of their regular starters healthy and playing tonight. Not so for the Giants. Right tackle Justin Pugh, defensive tackle Cullen Jenkins, and linebacker Jaquan Williams are all out with injuries tonight.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Tom Coughlin, who started his NFL head coaching career at Jacksonville, then came here at 04. 2 Super Bowls on his resume. And Jason Garrett, who took over in the middle of the 2010 season. And his first game as a head coach that year was here in Game 9, and he won at the Meadowlands. Dallas won the toss. They have elected to receive. Josh Brown will be kicking off for the Giants on a pretty still night. Dwayne Harris back to accept the kick for the Dallas Cowboys. 51 degrees at the Meadowlands. It's warmed up after a very cold week in the Big Apple and environs. And we begin with a touchback. Harris downing it there. And let's take a look at the Cowboy offense.
Tony Romo, Eastern Illinois University.
DeMarco Murray, Oklahoma.
Dez Bryant, Oklahoma State.
Terrence Williams, Baylor.
Jason Witten, Tennessee.
James Hanna, Oklahoma.
Tyron Smith, USC.
Ronald Leary, University of Memphis.
Travis Frederick, Wisconsin.
Zach Martin, Notre Dame.
Doug Freak, Northern Illinois University.
And that offensive line has really come together. 3 #1 draft choices. They've melded brilliantly, and Murray leads the league in rushing, and here he is to the left side. He's averaging 5.1 yards per carry and picks up about 3.5 here. So Romo, he's been terrific in the month of November throughout his career. Second best in NFL history in the month. Otto Graham, the only one with a better mark. And then, of course, he was hurt in the Washington Monday night game. He was able to finish the game with those 2 small fractures in his back. Missed the following week's game against Arizona. Went to London, played there, has the bye week, and here he is tonight on 2nd down and 7. And his first pass of the game is dropped over the middle by Gavin Escobar, their #2 tight end, a guy who caught 2 touchdown passes against the Giants when they met in Texas last month.
Take a look at Tony Romo here on his initial drop back. In London 2 weeks ago, you could clearly see the pain as he tried to move around. And, of course, movement's such a big part of his game. What they would love to do is be able to establish the run. They've done it all season long and allow Tony to just go with the play-action passes. Hopefully get some deep shots down the field to Dez Bryant.
They'd like him to hand off about 35 times tonight, come away nice and healthy, because they're going to play in 4 days on Thanksgiving against Philadelphia at home. 3rd and 7. Great protection. Deep downfield into triple coverage and incomplete. Dez Bryant, and one thing about Bryant, he will draw a crowd.
Watch the aggressive move by Tyron Smith coming out here on Jason Pierre-Paul. If the Giants are going to get after Romo tonight, they're going to have to do it with Pierre-Paul. They just don't have the pass rushing threat that they once had. But some of those marginal shots like you saw there by Jonathan Hankins, they're just going to take them. They're going to put Tony Romo on the ground when they get a chance.
Chris Jones to punt, and the Giants are going to have Beckham back to receive. So Tom Coughlin cannot see enough of Odell Beckham, but this time it's an angled kick, and it's a beautiful kick, and there's no run back as it bounds out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And let's take a look at the Giants starters.
Eli Manning, Ole Miss.
Rashad Jennings, Liberty University.
Ruben Randall, LSU.
Odell Beckham Jr., LSU.
Preston Parker, Florida State.
Larry Donnell, the G, Grambling State.
William Beatty, UConn.
Adam Snyder, University of Oregon.
J.D. Walton, Baylor.
John Jerry, Ole Miss.
Jeff Schwartz, Oregon.
Schwartz makes his first start as a Giant. They have reshuffled that offensive line. The same 5 guys had started the first 10 games, but 2 switches tonight up front. From the 20. Running back is Jennings. He takes the handoff, and the Cowboys are there to greet him after a gain of a couple. Brandon Carr makes the tackle. Well, we saw what Romo's done in November. Then there's Eli flipping around, 16 and 23, his worst in any month. And of course, he had 6 interceptions all season long until last week against San Francisco. when he threw 5 in one game here.
Yeah, but they don't give out any trophies for what happens in this month.
Or December either.
Yeah, thank you.
These days they'll hand it out in February. That's the date of the Super Bowl, Feb 1. Jennings, nice hole, but it closes quickly. And he's swarmed by a passel of Cowboys at the 25. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Jameel McClain right here has really taken over. Rolando McClain, I'm sorry, has taken over this leadership of this defense coming off that MCL injury. He's a guy that is just, they've had a lot of injuries at the linebacker position this year, and with his leadership, though, this defense has surprised a lot of people.
McClain was active in London but didn't play, so he's been off for a couple of weeks. Here comes a corner blitz, something to do with some frequency, and the pass is caught over the middle by Beckham, and he gets ridden to the turf by Barry Church after he picks up a 1st down. Odell Beckham Jr.
Tried to bring the blitz, and Beckham came in right behind it. But this young man is one of those guys that you just have to find as many different ways to get him the football as you possibly can. Electric in and out of cuts. Almost nobody so far this year has been able to stay with him.
Giants picking up the pace, going no huddle here. Manning dancing around to dump it off to Jennings. Gets a nice block, another one, and turns it into a gain of close to 7 as we take a look at the Dallas D.
George Selby, South Florida.
Nick Hayden, Wisconsin.
Tom Crawford, Boise State. Jeremy Mincy, Florida.
Bruce Carter, North Carolina.
Rolando McClain, University of Alabama.
Anthony Hitchens, Iowa.
Brandon Carr, Grand Valley State.
Barry Church, Toledo.
J.J. Wilcox, Georgia Southern.
Orlando Scandrick, South Central Los Angeles.
And you saw the Giants going no huddle again with Jennings up to the 44-yard line. Now it'll be 3rd down and 3. The Cowboy defense so much better than they were last year. Hard to be any worse. They were last in the league. Beckham now lines up in the backfield. Flares out. Eli looked that way, then finds the open man at the 41 of Dallas. Ruben Randall takes it to the 35. Another of the LSU guys. Randall played there, as did Beckham.
Anytime you take Odell Beckham inside, it's going to create some lanes. And some of those passing opportunities, just because you use a guy like Beckham as a decoy, they move him into the backfield, drew everybody's attention, and then hit the slant to the outside.
Now there's Beckham. Press coverage, at least at the outset. Scandrick is Dallas's best DB, maybe the best defensive player overall. And threading his way, but not for much, goes Jennings. Here's Barry Church making the tackle. I say that because when you ask some of the Giants about the Dallas D, the first guy whose name comes up is Orlando Scandrick.
Yeah, they really feel like he is their best player. He's a guy that's going to play outside during the base defense, and then when they get into their nickel look, he'll come in on the slot and oftentimes blitz him. They like to bring him after the quarterback.
Now Andre Williams comes in the backfield. Williams is a rookie out of Boston College. So quite a bit of action when Jennings was on the shelf for 4 games. Cowboys want to stunt up front, put the pressure on. Pass is caught, and finding his way, Daniel Fells just a little short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd and inches. New offensive coordinator for the Giants this year after Kevin Gilbride retired has been McAdoo. For several years, worked under Mike McCarthy in Green Bay. He's brought a new offense here. And on the other side, there is the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. Their 3rd in 3 years, Rod Marinelli. Longtime old school coach, many years with the Bears, taking over for Monty Kiffin, who's still on the staff. 3rd and inches. And they give it to the fullback, and that's Hynoski for a 1st down to the 21-yard line.
Well, at least so far, this new look offensive line is working out just fine. They've got John Jerry and Jeff Schwartz over here, kind of a new combination working together. Schwartz is a guy that's played a lot of different positions. They were hoping just his sheer bulk alone would end up helping, and his experience as well, because right tackle has been a bit of an issue here lately.
And the new left guard, you saw him, 68, Snyder, former 49er Adam Snyder. Now they fake the end around, set up a screen. Jennings has a first down and a 1st and goal for the Giants on a very impressive first drive. They started at their own 20. They've already run 10 plays, 5 runs, 5 passes.
Going to get Beckham the decoy again. They're trying to draw the attention to Beckham and then go to options off of that. There's Jennings out in the open field. They really hope that their screen game would improve with Rashad Jennings' experience and this new offensive line.
A little less than 8 to play in the quarter. First drive, Andre Williams is back in. Running back on 1st and goal. Give it to him. And the Boston College rookie led the nation in rushing. In college, takes it to the 3-yard line.
Center position here, J.D. Walton is going to have to try and handle the interior blitz there by Bruce Carter. And so far, this opening drive of the Giants, a little like what they did against the 49ers. Took it right down the field and scored.
Heavy formation here. Hynoski is the fullback. Williams, the fake to him. Eli rolling, stopping, and throwing, and almost had it picked off. Orlando Scandrick had it in his hands and couldn't hold on. So it's 3rd down and goal.
Just a terrible decision by Eli. That one should have been picked off. You start throwing back across your body like this because everybody is flowing this way. So it may look open, but all of a sudden flashing, some guy you never see comes by there and should have the interception.
3rd and goal. Last week terrible in the red zone, and they threw a couple of fades with a chance to take the lead late in the game, and all of those failed. Now it's 3rd and goal. 13th play of the drive. Eli stepping up, fires, touchdown! Odell Beckham. Well, the Giants scored in their first drive last week, and that's the only time they got into the end zone. And tonight, a very impressive 80-yard drive.
Nice job by the young rookie, Odell Beckham, just finding the little hole in the zone. No man coverage. You just find a little gap, sit right there on the goal line, and then sit down for the touchdown. So for Eli Manning, catches a break, not getting intercepted on the prior play, comes right back, throws a touchdown pass, and all of a sudden this game feels a little different maybe than what most people thought it might be.
Tom Coughlin just watched his team convert 4 for 4 on 3rd down. Josh Brown with Steve Weatherford holding for the extra point, and the Giants with a flag down. Bill Vinovich is tonight's referee. First time we hear from Bill. Cleanly played first 8 minutes.
Offside. Defense number 32. That 5-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Try is good. Timeout.
13 plays, 6 runs, 7 passes. Beckham into the end zone. Giants 7, Cowboys nothing. Sunday Night Football being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By the new Samsung Galaxy Note 4, the next big thing is here. By Volkswagen TDI Clean Diesel. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Cowboys were off last week, the bye week, and they hosted a Thanksgiving dinner for local families down in the Metroplex in need. Roger Goodell, the commissioner, the office right across the Hudson, is in attendance tonight. The Giants going 80 yards, and the second touchback there off the foot of Josh Brown. So Tony Romo will go back to work. 7-1 to go in the opening quarter, and the Giants on top early. Don't miss a moment of Sunday Night Football this season. NBC Sports Live Extra. Take the game with you anywhere, online and on tablet. Freedom Tower, World Trade Center site, beautiful building. Open for occupancy across the river. And back to the Meadowlands at the 20-yard line. Tony Romo handing the ball off to DeMarco Murray. Works his way to the 26. Let's take a look at the Giant defense.
Matthias Kiwanuka, Boston College.
Mike Patterson, Los Alamitos High School.
Jonathan Hankins, The Ohio State.
Jason Pierre-Paul, South Florida.
Devon Kennard, USC.
Jamil McClain, Syracuse.
Mark Hertzler, Boston College.
Dominique Rogers-Cromartie, Tennessee State.
Antrell Roll,
The U.
Quentin Demps, UTEP.
Zach Bowman, University of Nebraska.
From the 27 now on 2nd and short. This time the Giants are able to stop Murray short of the first down. So Murray really coming into his own in his 4th year out of Oklahoma, picked in the 2nd round in 2011. He's been brilliant. Right now he's on a pace to gain very close to 2,000 yards.
Yeah, it was interesting watching the Giants practice the other day. All Tom Coughlin was doing was yelling, "Run, run, run," to his defensive line. The Cowboys are so fast on that stretch play getting to the edge. He knew these Giants had to run to keep up.
Put a fullback in there as well. Now Romo's going to spin around and open, and making the catch in Giants territory is James Hanna, who would be your number 3 tight end. So the Cowboys on 3rd and short go to the number 3 tight end for a big gain, 27 yards.
And James Hanna, the least likely of the tight ends to catch a ball, and so they go to the blocking tight end. Great call there by Scott Linehan, just knowing that the Giants were fully committed to stopping the run game and took advantage.
Only Hanna's 2nd catch of the season. From the 44, off the play fake, Romo open at the 26 is Terrence Williams. Another first down. So the Cowboys on the march.
Well, once again, you've got 8 guys up trying to stop the running game, and now maybe the best sign of all for Cowboys fans, Tony Romo out on the edge, throwing on the run, a little bit of a duck. But the fact that he's able to just make that play, I'm not sure he could have a week ago.
At the 26-yard line. 4.5 to go in the opening quarter. To the ground, through the middle, and Murray to the 23. So he went between the tackles right there for not much. He's averaging 4.3, a little better than the league average though when he goes through the middle. But you send him to the outside, 5.8 yards per carry, 2nd highest in the NFL. And as far as the Giants are concerned, they're allowing 5.8, the worst in the league on their rush defense outside.
Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul has done a nice job setting the edge at times. They're going to try and load up with Devon Kennard on the outside as well, the linebacker position. They have to contain this run game and squeeze it inside.
Des Bryant goes in motion, fake it to him, and then toss it to Murray, and he gets upended as he reaches the 20-yard line. That's Jason Pierre-Paul who comes up to stop it. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Cowboys.
That was one heck of a play by Jason Pierre-Paul right there. That thing looked like it was going to be a touchdown. Coming right here, he's on the block of Jason Witten and comes off at the last second. There was nobody else there. That was in the end zone. Perfect tackle.
Boy, he really plays well against Dallas, and the Cowboys know that all too well from the past. It's 3rd and 4. Romo, great protection, and throws, and that's incomplete. Witten was going down the middle, but Roll was right there, and the drive bogs down. They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Well, Eli got lucky with one, and Romo just got lucky with one. He never sees the safety in the middle of the field. He just lofts this thing up, and Antrell Roll had it. Wow, that's a break for both quarterbacks so far in the end zone.
Yeah, Skandrick almost had a pick on one side, then Roll here. Hankins, Jonathan Hankins, the defensive tackle. First year as a starter, 3.5 sacks along the front.
And it's not close. He is their best defensive tackle.
And there's Dan Bailey, who right now would have the highest percentage in the history of the league. 2/10 under 90%. Good long distance kicker. Obviously, when you make 90% of your kicks, you're making a lot of them from long range. This one is medium range. 38 yards. Chris Jones to hold it on a windless night. And that one is just inside the right upright. So 2:45 to go in the opening quarter. Giants 7, Cowboys 3. Over a shot of the Empire State Building, we can tell you that the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, good guest this week, including Garth Brooks, will.i.am will be there, and Tim Allen, and NBC's Peter Pan, Christopher Walken. The Night Show with Jimmy Fallon, all new this week here on NBC. 7-3 is the score. Giants will get the ball for the second time. First drive was outstanding. Resulted in a touchdown after 13 plays. Now Preston Parker from 4 yards deep and gets stopped by the kicker Bailey at the 34-yard line. He took a shot. Eli back to work. The kicker stops him. 4-point lead for the Gents. So there's the man who kicked off. He can smile now, but boy, that was a pretty hard hit. Take a look again as Bailey was able to make the stop here.
Yeah, he did the best he could, put his head in there, but as he was getting up, his chin strap was over his nose, and he was shaking his head all the way off the field, but he did the job. He was the last one out there.
So Andre Williams starts as the running back on this drive and takes the ball, and he gets stuffed in the backfield. Anthony Hitchens, and he's a rookie out of Iowa, a guy who really played a great game in London against Jacksonville. And he's right there to make the stop here behind the line of scrimmage.
I'm not sure where the Dallas Cowboys would have been this year without Anthony Hitchens. They've had so many different linebackers get hurt, and he has stepped up and played all 3 linebacker positions and played very well.
Play action and the roll, and Manning throws, and the catch by Beckham. I'm telling you, this guy will make some of the most amazing catches you've ever seen. I mean, that's like a B+ for him.
I don't know how you end up covering this guy. He gets out of his breaks as fast as anybody I've seen, and right now Eli and the Giants are moving.
Gain of 13 to the 48. Back we go to the catch. Williams a gain of 2 here.
We watched him in pregame warm-up. It was ridiculous to watch him catch the football. But this break coming back out of the ball, we haven't seen anybody this year that's been able to stay with him, that once he starts to break, the defender starts to break, and he's always the first one out of the break.
2nd and 8. Very frustrating for him and the team in OTAs and during training camp and early in the season with a hamstring problem. But boy, once he got healthy, he's been something. Going to draw here, and the Cowboys are right there again. Rolando McLean, the middle linebacker, makes the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and long. Here he was in pregame about an hour and a half before the game.
It was unbelievable. He started catching the ball, and they put music to it. It was, but he just put on a show. He just needs one hand. I put my hand up next to his because they were talking about how big his hand was, and I'm about 4 inches taller than he is. Look at that thing. And his fingers are at least half an inch longer than mine. He just catches everything.
To the strains of the skaters waltz. He wears those gloves, and those gloves make his hands look even larger. 3rd down and 12. Manning throwing, and that's caught, and they needed 12, and they're going to get it as Daniel Fells, the tight end, pulls it in. So the Giants, who converted 4 for 4 on 3rd down on the first drive, on a 3rd and 12 here, have a first.
Give credit to Daniel Fells, but let's really give credit to this offensive line right now. They have been made anew after what was a disaster against the 49ers a week ago. So bad, they actually let Charles Brown go.
And that will take us to the end of the first quarter with the score: the Giants 7 and the Cowboys 3. Sunday Night Football from the Meadowlands, back after these messages. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya, and tonight's aerial coverage being brought to you by Geico. Beautiful night in the Big Apple and environs as you look at the Statue of Liberty swinging around. Jersey Shore. We're in East Rutherford, MetLife Stadium, home of the Giants and the Jets. Good first quarter, quickly paced at 7-3 New York. And at the 43-yard line, Andre Williams is the running back. Play action. And Manning's going to heave one. There's a flag. Beckham, one-handed catch. How in the world?
Oh, my goodness.
And Brandon Carr was back there. I mean, he is insane. How do you make that catch?
Oh, my goodness. This is sick. Put this to music. I don't think he stepped out either. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
Defense number 39. Penalties decline. Result of the play. Touchdown.
You have to be kidding me. That is impossible. That is absolutely impossible what he just did. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
It's in the conversation.
Wow. After being fouled. I mean, he was clearly fouled on the play. And that's clean. That's not. Oh, that's ridiculous.
Well, he does it basically with his thumb and his forefinger. That is ridiculous.
Tom Coughlin said that young man has given all of us a lift. And you have some idea why.
Well, the play's under review because it is the scoring play. Unbelievable. Here's Bill Vinovich.
After
Should stand.
Play, ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Once more, at least.
His foot clearly in bounds. Fights off the foul of Brandon Carr. Goes up with his inside hand. Never puts the other hand on the ball. Stays in bounds. Ridiculous.
Josh Brown for the point after. So 8 seconds into the second quarter. There's so much to talk about with this kid. He's drafted out of LSU. He went to the same high school as the Manning boys. He went to their passing camp. He's known Eli since he was in the 10th grade. He was a tremendous star. And how about these for bloodlines? His father was a great football player. His mother was a world-class track star.
And he grew up playing soccer. He was a world-class soccer player, so he didn't even start using his hands probably until he was 12 years old or so. Look at this catch. I mean, I've played receiver. I've seen a lot of the. Look at his eyes even going back to that catch. Not even to mention he got fouled on the play. That thing just stuck. It just stuck. It doesn't stick like that, believe me. Oh, my goodness.
Well, there is your play of the year, maybe of the, I don't know, decade, whatever. I mean, that's just impossible.
And he's a fun young man, isn't he? He's the kind of guy you put him with Victor Cruz when they come back next year in this offense, a little experience in this offense, because they never really did play together very much because Beckham was hurt. I'm still getting over that one.
I think, Beckham came back just before Cruz got hurt in Philadelphia. Of course, out for the season. So rehab going well. And here's Harris to the 23-yard line. So you talk about Beckham and his family and Odell Sr. running back. And there's his mother, Heather Van Norman, and his father ruled with Shaq. So you had Shaquille O'Neal down there. And I'm sure Shaq watching the game tonight going, unbelievable, like the rest of us. How in the world?
Even Shaq with his big hands couldn't do that.
No.
That's awesome. That's just awesome.
So now the Cowboys in a hole. Down by 11 again. Philly won today. They beat Tennessee, so they're 8-3, and Dallas would need a win tonight to stay tied for first. The Giants blitz, and the pass is caught by Dez Bryant, who would be the Cowboys' answer to Odell Beckham. Dez Bryant for a first down.
Well, everybody wants to talk about DeMarco Murray and how big he is. Dez Bryant's bigger than he is. Dez Bryant will go inside. You can hit him as hard as you want to hit him, and he will not flinch. He's a guy, once he gets into the open field with these 200-pound defensive backs, more often than not, he breaks at least one tackle. So now the answer is, it's a show. Let's put on two of the best wide receivers in the game, and let's see who's going to win.
Romo, 3 of his first 6 for 57. Back to the ground. Nice hole. That closes in a hurry, though. Murray picks up 4. Jameel McLean making the tackle. Cowboy owner Jerry Jones looking on. His team, well, they had a 6-game winning streak, then lost 2 straight. Then they won in London, had the bye week, and they come in here and have a very short week. They have the Thanksgiving night game in Dallas, and you've got John Mara, the president, CEO of the Giants, who talking before the game, just he's looking for something to give him hope. Well, there's a little bit of hope that's appeared tonight. 2nd down and 5 from the 40-yard line. Murray picks up the first down with some tough running. Thrust into the Giant bench by Antrel Roll.
Going to get down blocks here, and then everybody coming around, and this is really well executed on the outside. Little hole right there, but on the outside, the wide receivers getting their blocks as well. And finally, the Dallas Cowboys are getting back to who they are. DeMarco Murray on an astounding pace. A lot of concerns about, is he being given too many carries, and can he survive it? But you talk to these coaches. Scott Linehan said he shows up at practice every Wednesday. Never an ache, never a pain, ready to go.
Cowboys with 3 tight ends, and Murray works his way to the 43-yard line. Robert Ayers makes the stop for New York.
You know, the one thing that you did have to worry about with DeMarco Murray was the fact that he fumbled the ball quite a bit. He had fumbles in 4 straight first quarters of games to start the season, but just 1 over the final 5 games. So seems to have solved that one as well.
5 fumbles this year, but most of them early.
Lost them all, though.
Yep. 2nd down and 6 at the 43-yard line. Call his number again. DeMarco to the 39. Well, another guy who's watching tonight is LeBron James, huge sports fan, of course. Man, I just witnessed the greatest catch ever, possibly by Odell Beckham Jr. Wow, you bet. I mean, it's the greatest catch I think almost all of us have ever seen.
He almost blew his shoulder out on that one. It went so far behind his head. Here we go. It's 3rd down now, but the Cowboys will have the opportunity to run it twice if they want to. I can't imagine they would punt it from here.
3rd and 2. That play clock is down to 1, and Tony Romo is going to have to take a timeout to avoid delay of game. Well, that Dallas Cowboy offensive line, they were the Giants offensive line with Schwartz and Beatty, and Odell Beckham drawing a little bit of a crowd on the Giants side. Doug Free's been around for a while. You got Ronald Leary for Dallas, but they made an effort 3 years ago. There is Zach Martin. They love him, the right guard, rookie out of Notre Dame. They have 3 number 1s up front with Travis Frederick and Tyron Smith, and that has made such a difference for the Cowboys.
Yeah, and I think Zach Martin almost universally now is considered the best of all these guys. I've never had a conversation about a rookie lineman with as many different people on both sides, both the Giants and the Cowboys, saying that they think not only is he going to make the Pro Bowl this year, I think he's the leading vote getter for all guards, but they really feel like that he's still in the running for Rookie of the Year. He has been fantastic, run blocking, pass blocking, and incredible in the screen game.
And one of the reasons he was drafted by them is they were looking defense at first, but the defensive guys they wanted were all picked. So then they decided to go offense and pick Martin number 1 in the draft. 3rd and 2 after the timeout. Romo hit as he throws, but he gets it away, and there's Jason Witten, the longtime security blanket, first down.
Jason Pierre-Paul is on his toes after having just one tackle in the game against San Francisco. That time takes the hard inside move and drives Tyron Smith, a big man, right back into Tony Romo. So maybe JPP can do what he really has not done a lot of so far this year, and that's get some sacks on Tony Romo.
Murray gets a rest. Lance Dunbar is the Cowboy back. Fake to him, then they fake the end around, send it to Dunbar. Lance Dunbar inside the 10, forced out at the 6, and the Cowboys will have a 1st and goal.
Got man coverage coming on the outside, and unfortunately, the man coverage didn't see Tony Romo going out of there with the ball. That was Jaron Hosley, and the screen plays have been working for both sides tonight.
And Zach Martin out in front, Frederick as well, providing the convoy. 1st and goal, Murray back in. On the draw, Murray to the 3-yard line, picking and probing and looking for some room. 2nd down and goal.
Kind of feels like an old-time Giants and Cowboys game, doesn't it? You know, there's a lot on the line for the Dallas Cowboys, trying to keep pace with the Philadelphia Eagles and set up a couple of their showdowns yet to come. But for Tom Coughlin, it's always dangerous to bet against Tom Coughlin coming off of a game in which your quarterback was a little embarrassed with those 5 interceptions. This team was on their toes in practice, and they look ready tonight.
They go 5 wide here. Dunbar and Bryant stacked on the right side, and a little flip goes to Jason Witten for the touchdown. So they spread it out, go empty. Witten comes in, takes the little shovel pass, and they go 77 yards, 9 plays.
There goes Witten here, just right across, and that was so wide open. Ronald Leary, who pulled in front of him, didn't have anybody to block. Leary's going to run into the end zone, and there's just nobody there. So some start to this game.
Crisply played as well. Very few penalties. Dan Bailey to attempt the extra point. Ooh, Bailey just inside the upright. 5 runs, 4 passes. Witten into the end zone. 14-10 Giants. Sunday Night Football being brought to you by Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL. By Citizen Echo Drive, powered by any light, never needs a battery. By Sprint. And by BMW, we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. This was yesterday. Paramus Catholic advancing to their 3rd straight state final, defeating Don Bosco Prep 18-17. Well, we saw John Mara. There is the chairman and executive VP, one Steve Tisch. Enjoy the night on several levels.
As he always does.
As he always does. No doubt about that. Knows how to live it up. 9:15 to the half. 14-10. Thanksgiving Day, Macy's Dazzling Parade, the National Dog Show presented by Purina, and a showdown between the Seahawks and the 49ers. Starting at 9 a.m. everywhere. Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, right here on NBC. All right, the Giants now. Jennings is the running back. All eyes on Beckham again. Jennings to the right side, turns it up, finds room, gain of 11, 1st down.
Nice job there by Big Jeff Schwartz. He's going to get out and make this hook block on the outside and give Rashad Jennings an opportunity to hit that crack right there, because right now we've seen Jennings a couple of big screen plays and now a run. This is a different looking Giants offense.
And to the left side he goes, and this time he is stopped before he can get on track. McLean makes the tackle. Beckham's night thus far.
His touchdown's the most boring thing he did all night. Takes that one. Watch this catch. I thought this catch was good. It was. And then the three-finger catch. He caught that ball with 3 fingers. And he did it once in pregame as well. I mean, that wasn't even his first great catch like that.
Good rehearsal. He has 5 touchdowns so far this season, and 4 of them have come against Dallas. 2 down there, 2 tonight. Jennings again, his 3rd straight carry up to the 34 he goes. They picked him up as a free agent, played in Oakland last year. Remember, David Wilson was going to be their guy, but then he was forced into retirement because of a neck injury, so he was out. They had to go out and find a back, and they got him, and they also drafted Andre Williams. Then Jennings got hurt, but now he's back, his 2nd game back after he injured his knee against Atlanta.
Now the sophistication of the passing game, the blocking schemes, all fits much better when Rashad Jennings is in there.
3rd down and 8. You got Beckham at the bottom right there. He's going against Scandrick. And he looks that way, and the catch is made in front of Scandrick. Yeah, just another grab, and that one was very routine for this guy.
Odell Beckham makes a great move here. I mean, Scandrick is right there. Eli, though, is smoking hot. He's now putting it away from the body, giving his receiver a chance. And if you want to play him one-on-one, I play pitch and catch all night long.
So no huddle, fast pace. Beckham's already caught 5 tonight. Now you got a flag for a false start.
False start. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Adam Snyder making the start at left guard.
Yep, Adam Snyder, a guy that's played all 5 offensive line positions. Weston Richburg had been in there, the rookie 2nd rounder. Might see Richburg some at center before this night is over, but maybe not with the start they've had. I do like the fact that they've been going to this no-huddle offense, because the Cowboys are a team that likes to substitute a lot. And by going no-huddle, they've sort of kept the same group out there on the field for a little while. I think it's helped these new offensive linemen.
The Cowboys love to rotate the defensive linemen. Play a base 4-3. Now you got Beckham taking the swing pass. And spilled at the 49-yard line by Sterling Moore.
Well, I think that's the 3rd time now that they put Beckham into the backfield. They threw it to other people the first 2 times, and now finally just get him out in space and give him a chance.
Gain of 6, 2nd down and 9 at the 49. 6:20 to the half. Giants by 4. Inside handoff, and McLean is right there to meet the ball carrier Andre Williams. And the Giants, who've been so proficient tonight on 3rd down, will be faced with a 3rd down and 6. The Giants are 6 for 6 on 3rd down.
Well, Larry Donnell is a guy that's done a nice job for him catching the football, especially down in the red zone on 3rd down. But he needs to be a little bit better blocker. He's a big, long-arm guy, and he missed a block on that one that may have sprung it.
5 receivers, trips to the right side, and now Beckham will go there. So you have 4 receivers to the right side. Eli will pick a favorite one, and it's number 13, spinning out of a tackle, runs into his own man, Donnell. Otherwise, he would have had more. Gets to the 35-yard line, broke away from Scandrick. And the Giants 7 for 7 on 3rd down.
Poor Orlando Scandrick right here. He's got to try and keep up with this mess. There's 3 guys in front of him. He's just going to get lost, go out and make a little out and then back in cut. But the run is what's so impressive. Kind of looks a little bit like a young Victor Cruz, and hard to tell the size of those hands, but they are massive.
And McAdoo must have had fun drawing that one up with 4 guys coming off the right side. Now you've got Williams, and Williams, the Boston College rookie, to the 18-yard line. That's a gain of 18.
This Jeff Schwartz doing a job in there at right tackle, and this has been a problem again with the hook block here. He's allowed them to get to the edge, and then Daniel Fells gets up on that next level. But this is one heck of a nice run as well by Andre Williams. This entire team, there's no question, this entire team has been lifted tonight by Odell Beckham.
Second charge, timeout.
And the Cowboys are going to need a timeout. Giants going fast-paced. They've already run 8 plays on this drive. First down when we come back from the 18. Eli Manning comes off a game in which he threw 5 interceptions. Now tonight, 11 of 12, 161, 2 TDs, and 6 of those have gone to Beckham, who has 2 touchdowns, and Beckham with 97 receiving yards. From the 18 after the Dallas timeout. Through the middle. Gain of 2. Andre Williams. 2nd and 8. Here comes a flag from behind. Referee Bill Vinovich.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit, defense number 92. Half the distance of the ball, automatic first down.
That's Jeremy Mincey.
Going to come in from right there. Helmet to helmet at the tail end of it. Nice call. I tell you, we've talked so much about Odell Beckham, we've kind of forgotten about the night Eli Manning's having, because he was terrible last week. It was 5 interceptions, and I asked him about it. Said basically, you know, do you do anything differently after you have a game like that? And he said, hey, can't be shy. It's the NFL. Just got to go out and go get them. And said, I watched the film, I did my homework, and I'm not backing down, and he hasn't.
Got to have amnesia after a week like that. They're figuring out where the ball should be spotted on a half the distance to the goal here. This is what they're going through right now.
Cowboys had trouble getting Eli Manning in the first matchup as well, and because of this pace, the same thing's happening here tonight.
So now 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Williams, and he fights his way, bullying his way to the 2. The ball is loose. The Cowboys think they have it. There's no sign yet from the officials. Was he done? You got Anthony Hitchens who comes away with the ball, but for
Giants
the moment,
are going to try and hurry.
Well, yeah, because they don't want the Cowboys to challenge. So the Giants get up to the line of scrimmage.
That ball is out. I can't believe they're going to challenge.
They're going to have, So the Dallas Cowboys will challenge, and there's the flag thrown by Garrett. I mean, that's one of those challenges. It's so important in this situation. You almost can't even wait for the guys upstairs to call it. Just take your chance.
And Eli had his arms out like, come on, guys, you got to mark the ball. Tom Coughlin saying the same thing. You can't give them all day to take a look at that.
Right.
You have a responsibility. If you call that as our ball, you got to mark it and let's go.
The ruling on the field was that he was down by contact. You see the ball starting to come out.
Dallas is challenging the ruling on the field as the runner was down by contact. Timeout.
All right, they'll take a peek across the river. Vinovich under the hood. Back after this. All right, they're still looking at it. This is a very interesting play on a lot of levels because there's a mass of bodies there. It's a clear recovery. You can tell that by Dallas. The question is, when the ball comes out, you can see the ball coming out, but where is the body? Is he down on the ground? And they're waiting for a clear shot of this. There's the ball, but they have to see the ball coming out and where the body was of Andre Williams. Was he down? They ruled on the field that he was down. So if they don't have a shot that they're comfortable with that shows you whether he did fumble or not, here comes Vinovich.
After reviewing the play, ruling on the field stands. Dallas is charged with 3rd and final timeout and first down.
That's one of those things where you just can't see the ball. There are too many bodies involved. And Dallas now out of timeouts in the half.
I think if you even asked the officials, they would say, I'm 90% sure that was a fumble. But under the rules, you have to be able to clearly see the fumble and he doesn't have a body part on the ground. I'm relatively certain of that. But the clear recovery, you didn't see that. You saw him come out with the ball. You knew he recovered it, but did you see it? And Jason Garrett saying, you have to be kidding me. Everybody in the world knows that was a fumble and we recovered it, and you're going to give them the ball back?
Yeah, it looks like he had his right buttock down, right?
But that really is the way that instant replay is supposed to work. You're supposed to be able to see 100% clearly that there was a mistake made, there was a recovery, and boy, does it work to the favor of the Giants right now.
Well, this is the home of the butt fumble.
Yes, it is.
We saw that on Thanksgiving with Sanchez.
Little green in the stadium that night.
Little different. Second down and goal. Now you got Williams again to the outside, and then he goes for the touchdown. So the Giants get a break. An inconclusive shot of whether there was a fumble or not, and then Williams takes it in for the score.
The other new starter tonight is Adam Snyder, and these veteran players are making a difference. Gets out on the edge, gets just enough of Bruce Carter to get Andre Williams into the end zone. So a huge break for the New York Giants.
The Giants have had the ball 3 times tonight, 3 touchdowns. Brown adds the 21st point, 3:18 remaining in the opening half. And the Giants on top by 11. No need for Tony Romo to prove his toughness. We've seen him take some shots through the years. He's had surgery 2012 in Washington. Took that shot right there that led to disc surgery in April of 13. Then in that year at the Redskins, remember this play toward the end when they needed a victory that led to disc surgery in December. This year on the Monday night game at home, that led to a transverse process fracture, 2 small bones in his back. He finished that game against Washington, was off the next week, couldn't play against Arizona, they lost. But then he went and he played in London. He told us last night, he said, you know, we had lost those 2 games in a row. He said, I felt I just had to get back in there because the season was swinging in the direction that was not very good. Touchback here, Dwayne Harris. So Tony Romo, about as tough as they get.
Yeah, and it's interesting. He said he had to differentiate between the broken bone pain, which that pain was okay, but if it was pain related to the disc, he had to take it easy. You couldn't push through that. So trying to figure out which pain he had was all part of this process. But what he did in London, I thought was really impressive. He didn't practice on Wednesday, barely on Thursday, a little walkthrough on Friday, and went out and had about a 138 quarterback rating that won the day against Jacksonville.
Even before the Redskin game, they were limiting him in practice because remember, he was coming off surgery at the end of 2013. Had to miss that last game when Kyle Orton got the start on the closing night. Now they start with a draw. 2-yard gain for Murray. Meanwhile, that shovel pass to Witten is a record that he didn't even know about until we mentioned it last night. 38 straight road games in which he has thrown a touchdown pass. Favre and Hadel 6 back.
But already this game has turned in favor of the New York Giants because the Cowboys aren't running over this Giants defense.
2nd and 8. Romo, and he's going to get sacked. First sack of the night, 13-yard line. Montre Moore, 3rd-round pick last year out of Texas A&M with the sack.
Des Bryant on the outside here is going to get plenty of attention. Drop somebody underneath. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie over the top. Jason Witten inside, and for Tony Romo, this is not how it was supposed to go tonight. They were supposed to be able to run the ball against this Giants defense that was dead last in the NFL. That has not worked out, and now they are playing from behind, and the pass rushers are starting to turn loose.
Giants take a timeout there first. Tom Coughlin, the best I've seen really at knowing exactly when to take timeouts. It's a 3rd and 17. Wants to conserve some time on the front side of the 2-minute warning. Cowboys are out of timeouts. wants the ball back. He figures to get it, unless they convert a 3rd and 17, then he's got a ton of time to move it down the field and leave Dallas with no time.
Well, let's give Perry Fewell, the defensive coordinator, some credit. He knew coming in he had to commit all his resources to stopping the run and force Romo to throw the ball. He thought he would have the edge there, and so far he has.
3rd and 17. Giant D telling the crowd to get loud. They respond. And Romo on a 3rd and 17. 4-man rush. Tony stepping up, airing it out deep downfield, incomplete. Intended for Bryant. Covering on the play was Zach Bowman. So the punt, 2.5 to go, and the Giants, who have 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, will get the ball back.
I tell you, this cobbled together secondary has been doing a nice job. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie has had all kinds of issues, and they have lost Prince Amukamara, Walter Thurman, Tremaine McBride, all these different guys that were supposed to lead the way, and at least thus far they are staying with the Cowboys down the field.
Meanwhile, you have Beckham back to receive the punt. The left-footed punter Jones. Beckham, chance to run it back, 36-yard line, slinging to the outside, but hanging with him, staying with him. Nicely covered by Dwayne Harris. Wouldn't let him go and sends him out of bounds. So we'll be back with you on Thursday. The coach, John Madden, will be looking on, and then he's gonna decide who's gonna get the turkey leg, the old turducken. Madden Thanksgiving Player of the Game coming your way on Thursday, right after that Seattle-San Francisco game, and both of those teams were able to win today, and Arizona lost to Seattle, so that race in the NFC West just got a lot tighter. Thanksgiving night here on NBC. 2:17 to the half. Manning is swinging out. Jennings, short game. McLean, the tackle.
Well, really, we have seen very little pressure on Eli so far in this game. And I came in thinking that I really thought this Cowboys defensive line was a little underrated, but not tonight.
That's your 2-minute warning. So to halftime coming up, the Seahawks win. Boy, they needed that. Cardinals 6-game win streak comes to an end. Broncos had to rally to beat the Dolphins in Denver. Bob will have the Super Bowl halftime announcement. Here's a hint. It's not 50 Cent.
Not your buddy. Not Eminem.
Not Eminem either. 2 minutes to the half. Ball at the 37-yard line. It's 2nd down and 8. Manning hanging in there, and they just got a piece of him, and down he goes. Looked like Selvey came in, and it will be a 3rd down and a timeout taken here. Eli going down, started a trip as well. Selvey will get credit for the sack. First time he's been put to the ground in the last 53 dropbacks against Dallas. It's 3rd down and 9 now from the 36. Cowboys initially showed blitz. Now you got a flag from Vinovich.
False start. Offense number 23. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And that's Rashad Jennings making it a 3rd down and 14. The Giants tonight have been 1,000%, 7 for 7 on 3rd down. Average yards to go 5.4. So 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, and they'll try to do it again here on a 3rd and 14.
Well, that's what Eli was telling us. He said when we're 3rd down and 6 or less, we convert at a very high rate. We've been getting into trouble in those 3rd and long situations exactly like this. Cannot afford to turn it over here.
Beckham left side. Scandrick had to back off, and then Eli's going to go down again at the 22. So Dallas's defense rises to the occasion. That's Mincy, who had the earlier personal foul called on him, who gets the sack. Eli goes down twice in the series.
They're going to double Beckham out here with Sterling Moore. No way they're going to give him that one-on-one crossing route again. And now the pressure of the Cowboys, that relentless effort that they're known for under Rod Marinelli, starting to show. And now the Cowboys have a shot.
4th and 22. So the punt from Weatherford. Cowboys, when they get the ball, do not have a timeout. And backing all the way up to the 16 is Dwayne Harris. Flag is thrown, so whatever he does is going to come back here. For the moment after the 30, and they'll start even deeper after the penalty.
I think they got Brandon Carr right there.
Yeah. A little push in the back.
There was no foul for a legal block in the back. There was a side block.
Ooh.
Dallas ball, first down.
Interesting.
It was the side of his back, I think.
Right.
One hand there.
Yeah.
Depends on whatever.
Yeah, whatever is right.
Gives the Cowboys a chance because you had to believe, given the circumstances, they have the penalty, they're going to just try and run out the clock. Right. Totally different strategy now starting at the 30.
Yeah, it would have been back at about the 15 or so, even farther back. Now first down, 66 seconds to the half. Giants will get the ball when the second half begins. Bryant has been fairly quiet tonight. 1 reception, 12 yards. Of course, Manning, great night, thanks in good measure to Beckham. They had Beckham for 1 run. They changed it to a reception, so he has 7 catches for 103. 7 of the 13 Eli completions. Romo to the outside, Bryant. And Bryant will step out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 39. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, the coverage, 1:01 to go.
Plenty of time, there's no doubt about it. You just have to work the sidelines. Defensively, you have to start to understand that as well. There's Ben McAdoo over on the sideline with Eli Manning, feeling pretty good about things until that last drive when the protection broke down.
Second down, 1. And that'll go to Bryant again. He'll make the catch. They'll wrap him up at the 48-yard line. Forward progress. Clock continues to run first down.
Defensively, you try and hold on to that ball carrier as long as possible and let that clock run.
Down under 40. Romo escaping, has to dump it down underneath. Murray will try to get out of bounds, but he can't. That's going to cost some precious seconds to the 45. Roll makes the tackle. Tony's got to get up there and spike it. Now they got to get set first. Now he spikes it. So now you've got 18 seconds. Field goal kicker Bailey is very good. So if nothing else, they at least want to get in range for him to make it a 1-possession game going to halftime.
Yeah, longest of this year, 56 yards. So you're probably going to need another completion here to give him a shot. But he is great long range. 5 for 6 this year, 16 of 22 in his career.
Third and 3. Play clock at 2-1. Romo, look out from behind. Tony escapes. Then Tony gets hit. The ball is loose at the 43-yard line. Arm is coming forward. Matthias Kiwanuka, for the moment, it's ruled a fumble. And a giant recovery and a flag down with 9 seconds. So is this the empty hand or not? Meanwhile, even if it's an incomplete pass, you only have 9 seconds. They're not in field goal range. Here it is again.
I'm pretty sure this is the old empty hand coming forward.
Right.
So that is going to be a fumble. And they are starting to hit both quarterbacks here at the end of the half. Romo showed all the mobility you would hope for out of him, but still got caught.
Recovered by New York. The penalty after the play was over. Personal foul. Dallas, number 62. 15-yard penalty and a first down.
Well, that's going to put them obviously a lot closer. I'm not sure it's going to get them into field goal range. 15 yards would make it a 57-yard field goal if the Giants wanted to do that. Meanwhile, of course, since it's a turnover, they're reviewing it. They're taking a look at it across the river. It has now been confirmed. So the Giants have the ball at the 42. They also have a timeout. So you'd be looking at a 60-yard field goal attempt here. Windless night, but a chance to run a play, and they can even run it to the middle of the field here because they do have that timeout.
Well, you've got a lot of different options here. Of course, Odell Beckham wouldn't be a bad one at this point. They've also hit some nice screen passes already. And if you could pick up about 10, you'd feel pretty good about it.
So Tom already ahead of it, saying, man, when this play is over, if it's inbounds, timeout. From the 42. Beckham to the left side. Manning is going to almost get sacked again. That ball is loose. Flag is thrown.
I think that's going to be the end of it. That looked like intentional grounding, if nothing else.
Right, you've got Mincy. If it is, it's the end of the half. Foul on the offense. If it's against the Giants for intentional grounding, that'll take all of the time off the clock and take the teams to the locker room.
Great job by Mincy getting that pressure.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 10. 10-yard penalty. Loss of down. By rule, it's a 10-second runoff. New York has elected to take their second and charge timeout.
Interesting.
To avoid the 10-second runoff.
Well, it's amazing. He saved the timeout. That's a very well. Obviously, Coughlin knows exactly what he's doing here. The question is, can they take advantage of this right now? Obviously, they're at a field goal range, but you're still going to get a chance to go 56 yards. Here's the intentional grounding.
Inside that tackle box. Nobody around, under pressure. All those elements there. And now you just have sort of the Hail Mary situation.
So I was jumping ahead, and take a look at this. This is your it's the prevent defense of all time.
Odell Beckham against about 8 of them. That's about a 50-50 shot after what we've seen the first half.
Yeah, we've got 3 guys on the goal line. Beckham wide to the right, all by himself. With a lot of room to roam, and they're going to throw it to him. And they're going to let him take off, and then Beckham tries to stiff arm a guy out of the way, and that'll take us to the end of the half. I knew we'd get there eventually. Into the half, Giants will get the second half kickoff. The score is 21-10. Bob with the Super Bowl halftime announcement coming up, among other things, on the Toyota halftime.
Half highlights are brought to you by Nationwide, official insurance provider of the NFL.